The drama surrounding Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis has taken the boxing world by storm, and it's become more than just another celebrity exhibition. It's chaos, spectacle, and pure unpredictability wrapped in controversy. What started as rumors spiraled into reality when Mike Tyson himself stepped into the spotlight to issue a chilling warning to Jake Paul. Fight like your life depends on it, because it will. The room fell silent. Tyson's words weren't entertainment, they were prophecy. Because this isn't just a fight. It's a collision between hype and heritage, social media stardom and real combat pedigree. Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer, has spent years trying to prove that he's more than a sideshow act. He's fought MMA legends, faded boxers, and celebrities, but critics argue that he's never stepped into the ring with a real contender in his own weight class. Now facing Gervonta Davis, a three-division world champion known for his thunderous knockouts and surgical precision, Jake is finally entering dangerous waters. And even though the fight has been labeled an exhibition, everyone knows what's really at stake: legitimacy, pride, and possibly Jake's career. The Florida Athletic Commission refused to sanction the bout as a professional fight due to the extreme weight difference between the two men. Jake walks around at nearly 200 pounds, while Davis, standing 5'5", is a lightweight champion who fights at 135, so to level the field, or at least pretend to, they've agreed on 10 3-minute rounds, 12-ounce gloves, and a judging panel consisting of 2 human judges and 1 AI system. Knockouts will count, but the bout won't go on either fighter's record. That doesn't make it any less brutal. What's making the entire affair even more bizarre is the swirl of last-minute rule changes. Fans believed the fight was set for 190 pounds, but suddenly it shifted to 195. That extra 5 pounds might not sound like much, but in a sport where every ounce affects speed and power, it's monumental. Davis, known for his compact explosiveness, is now reportedly bulking up to around 160 pounds just to minimize the physical disadvantage. Observers say he's looking more like a baby rhino than a lightweight champion, his frame packed with muscle to absorb Jake's heavier shots. But weight comes with a cost. Speed, endurance, and movement could suffer. To make things even stranger, the match will restrict strikes to body punches only. Apparently, this was Davis's request, since he didn't want to swing upwards at Jake's towering frame for 10 rounds. It's a bizarre twist that some call strategic and others call theatrical. Add to that a no knockdown rule and drug testing clauses, and what should have been a clean fight is now a circus of uncertainty. Still, analysts like Teddy Atlas aren't underestimating Gervonta Davis. Atlas described him as one of boxing's most complete fighters, an assassin with perfect timing, deadly counterpunches, and unmatched ring IQ. He's patient, deliberate, and always 2 steps ahead, Atlas said. To him, Davis isn't just a brawler. He's a chess player in gloves. That's exactly why Mike Tyson warned Jake. Against a man like Davis, one mistake can be fatal. But despite the respect, many in the boxing community have slammed this matchup as a gimmick. Former super middleweight champion Carl Froch called it an absolute joke, pointing out the dangerous 60-plus pound difference between the two. Jake Paul can't box like a professional, Froch ranted. He stands tall, swings wild, and has holes all over his defense. Yet even Froch admitted that Jake's fame has brought new eyes to the sport, a necessary evil in an era where social media drives everything. Eddie Hearn, one of boxing's top promoters, echoed the same sentiment. He acknowledged Jake's work ethic and improvement, but questioned whether this fight would help or hurt boxing's image. Hearn also addressed the rumor that the WBC might rank Jake Paul if he wins. That's disgraceful, said veteran heavyweight Derek Chisora. Real fighters earn those spots. You don't buy your way into greatness. Even ESPN's Stephen A. Smith weighed in, his voice dripping with disbelief. This ain't boxing, he said. This is entertainment. At some point, Jake Paul has to face a real contender. Fight someone in your weight class who boxes for a living. Smith's frustration mirrored that of countless fans who fear that stunts like these blur the line between sport and spectacle. He went on to praise Davis as one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world, calling him as electric as Maverick himself. For a fighter of that caliber, Smith argued, taking an exhibition against a YouTuber was beneath him. Tank should be ashamed of this, he said bluntly, but not everyone sees it that way. Joe Budden defended Davis's decision as purely business. If a fighter can make $100 million for an exhibition, why not? He asked. Boxing has always been a business. Tank's just playing it smart. He even speculated that Netflix might be bankrolling the entire event, explaining the bizarre contract clauses and the rumored cancellation of Davis's previous rematch deal. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson, another elite lightweight, wasn't impressed. He called the fight terrible and said Tank could make even more money fighting real boxers like him. "It's disrespectful to the sport," he said. But yeah, if they fight, Tank still wins. Jake's improved, but skills pay the bills. And that's the million-dollar question. Has Jake Paul improved enough to survive someone like Gervonta Davis? Yes, he's looked sharper, and yes, he's training like a professional. But Davis isn't Anderson Silva or Nate Diaz. He's not a faded fighter from another sport. He's a prime, undefeated world champion with generational power and precision. When that bell rings, the hype, the cameras, and the internet noise will fade. What will be left is a fighter who must prove whether he's built for this or not. Even Mike Tyson, the man who helped ignite Jake's boxing dream, couldn't hide his concern. "Jake's got to fight like his life depends on it," he said, his tone cold and serious. Because it does. Tyson knows what real fighting costs. It's blood, sacrifice, and instinct, not YouTube clicks.